This presentation is an analysis of one of the films we watched in class, Rosemary's Baby. It will include key features that I think have helped make it such a successful horror film and how it has inspired me. Cinematography. A key close-up used in the film is of Rosemary and the unusual charm necklace she received. This shot clearly introduces the superstitious charm to the audience and the significant role it played in the film. Other close-ups used further on in the film include some of a needle. This picture is just one example of the shots made. However, there are many more used when Rosemary gets forcefully injected. These close-ups are also examples of graphic horror, as they are so vivid, making it unbearable for the audience to watch, especially when characters that cannot be trusted have control over her, therefore making the audience want to look away. Point of view shots are also frequently used in the film, especially from Rosemary's perspective, in order to clearly show the audience the amount of fear she feels and the lack of power she has. For example, in this first shot, it's clear that she is having to be controlled by other people as they tie her down to her bed, whereas in this second shot, the fact that we can see the spy hole highlights how paranoid and scared she must feel of her surroundings. And overall, the use of cinematography in Rosemary's Baby has inspired and shown me how effective different shots are in the horror genre in order to dramatize the feeling of fear for both the characters and the audience. Mise en scène. The lighting in Rosemary's Baby plays a huge role. Throughout the film it is mostly warm with a dark undertone, as you can see here in this shot. Therefore, this makes the scenes feel much more uneasy as there's a contrast in colour, which also makes the audience feel much more cautious. The props in the film also have a large impact on the whole atmosphere, as they are very symbolic. In particular, the satanic symbol of an upside-down crucifix and black rib in the scene where all is revealed to Rosemary. These props hint to the audience the dark theme of the film and what's going to happen, making them feel more on edge. Throughout the film, Rosemary is seen to be wearing a lot of feminine clothes, but the one that stands out in particular is her light blue and white nightdress. This plays a significant role as it represents her as being feminine, innocent, and pure, despite all the trauma she has been through. However, the dress contrasts with her satanic baby, which is clearly shown in this picture as the light colours clash with the black rib. Overall, the use of mise en scène in Rosemary's Baby has definitely shown me how to create effect through contrasting, which I will keep in mind when planning my horror film trailer. Sound. The first use of sound applied to the film is a non-diegetic soundtrack of a lullaby sung by Rosemary, which juxtaposes with the dark storyline and horror genre, as they are usually associated with innocence and peacefulness. So I'll just show you a bit of the lullaby now. Another use of sound is of the clock ticking whilst there is no other noise to be heard, which would have been enhanced for more effect. This ticking sound creates tension in the scene as it is the only noise that could be heard, making the audience feel on edge, as well as acting as a motif, highlighting that something bad is going to happen. I'll just show you a bit of this as well.
Rosemary, go back to bed, you know.
In the scene where the devil's baby is revealed to Rosemary, the diegetic sound of all the characters present, except Rosemary herself, is used. They are heard to be chanting, "Hail Satan," which juxtaposes how innocent they were portrayed towards the start of the film, and religious themes shown throughout. This also shows the audience how Rosemary was easily tricked because of her vulnerability.
Satan is his father. One! There is one God is God!
The range of sound in Rosemary's Baby has inspired me, as it can go from being subtle and creating suspense to dramatic and overwhelming the audience. Editing. Fast-paced editing is applied in several scenes of the film to create tension. This is significantly used in the scene where Rosemary's satanic baby is revealed to her, highlighting the tense and overwhelming atmosphere for the character which the audience feel with her. Different types of editing were applied to create a contrast between the two dreams that Rosemary has. One is presented positively, as it is set in a beach with bright lighting, whereas the other is more of a nightmare with low-key lighting, including a crosscut which fades from an extreme close-up of Rosemary's eyes to the devil's eyes, therefore juxtaposing Rosemary's innocence with the devil's evilness. The use of editing in this film has clearly shown me how to create more of an effect on the audience and dramatize a scene, which will definitely help me when editing my horror trailer in the future. Generic conventions and themes. A key generic convention used in horror films is false plateau. This is used throughout Rosemary's Baby, as it sets the audience up for a false show. For example, when Rosemary is avoiding her doctor and a similar-looking man stands with his back towards the phone box she is in. This creates tension for both Rosemary and the audience, as they immediately assume that this man is her doctor until they discover that it isn't when he turns around. Another key theme is superstition. Other than from the charm necklace Rosemary is given, superstition plays a huge role in the film. The anagram that Rosemary struggles to solve is a key example of this. Suspense is built up for not only her but the audience as they try to work out the puzzle with Rosemary. Lastly, ultimate horror is also used to make Rosemary's Baby such a successful horror film. The whole idea of Rosemary giving birth to the devil's child is an example of ultimate horror, as it is unthinkable and hard to imagine. Also, because the baby isn't fully shown, a fear of the unknown is created for the audience, as they don't know what the baby looks like. Overall, these generic conventions and themes that have been used throughout Rosemary's Baby have played a huge role in making it the successful horror film that it is, because of the large effect they have on both the characters and the audience.